would love to introduce you to my co-host, okay? The one and only Steve Goldberg.
My wife says you can have me. Wow, it's crazy out there, huh? Actually, 3. Crazy out there, right? Crazy. The anti-Semitism is nuts. I mean, the Ivy League schools are anti-Semitic, right? Harvard. They are so anti-Semitic, they are now known as the poison Ivy League schools. Yeah. But Harvard was smart. The football coach was smart. Their team had 9 sacks last week. The coach told them that the quarterback was Jewish, so apparently that worked, I don't know. But it's weird, because it's all about Israel. It's all about Israel, right? And for those of you who don't know, Israel is the size of New Jersey. Look at a map. It literally is the size of New Jersey. Do you know what the other 49 states would say if a bunch of Jews took over New Jersey? You know what they would say? Thank you! That's what they would say. Crazy. And you got these crazy Meshuggah terrorists, killing themselves and blowing themselves up for what? 72 virgins. They promised 72 virgins on the other side of the world. They're gonna get 72 virgins. But they're all going to be Jewish. Raz, Zelda, Ethel, listen to what this big shot terrorist wants to do. Look at this Meshuggah. His head's over there, his schwanz is over there, his legs is over there. What is he, crazy? Yeah, that's what's going to happen to him in the next world, hopefully. Israel's the most beautiful place. If you've never been to Israel, it is the most beautiful place. In 2019, I decided to come out. I did. And I urge people to come out, let people know who you really are. Because I was surprised. It didn't go well for me, which was surprising, because my cousin came out. He came out transgender. They were so nice to him. They bought him Liza Minnelli records. They took him to Broadway shows. I came out a kippah-wearing Jew, and everyone flipped out. My kids are like, Dad, what is that on your head? You're putting us back a generation. My wife of 27 years said to me, you want me to give up shrimp and lobster for you? What are you, crazy? I did. You know what? And it's so hard being a Jewish comedian, because there are so many funny Jewish comedians. So hard to distinguish oneself. But I tend to distinguish myself by not being funny, so people will remember me. That's what I do, yeah. And before this, and maybe Moshe can attest to this, you know what the most dangerous thing in Israel was? The cats. The cats, right? And these cats are amazing. They have stray cats all over Israel, and you're not allowed. Actually, the Supreme Court ruled that you can't take them in or something like that, and you've got to feed them. And they're very smart. They send a kitten, and then me and my wife, last time we were in Israel, we fed them, and we were surrounded by hundreds of cats. It was the biggest rescue Mossad ever did since Entebbe. It really was. It's just a beautiful place. And I remember coming out, 2019, I had seen the Wailing Room. I'm getting a little emotional here. And I came home to my hotel room, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said, oh my God, Steve, you haven't had accountability all your life. All you do is party. You've lived a life, a frivolous life. Look at yourself. You have a bald spot. Cover it up. So that's what I did. I decided to cover it up. I did. But, I love being Jewish. And, the older I get, the more Jewish I get. I'm like my mother. My mother was born in Brooklyn, but somehow she died with a European accent. How did that work? Steve, what time you coming home? Vinny, where you gonna go? I'm like, Ma, what's with the vat and the veer? You were born in Shipshead Bay, for God's sakes. But I did. I love being Jewish. But man, a holidays, let's be real. A holidays are a little sugar, aren't they? Aren't they? And let me tell you something. We do not have freedom of religion in this country. We don't. You know the holiday of Rosh Hashanah? Everyone know Tashlich? Where you throw your sins into the water? You're supposed to throw your sins into the water. I got arrested for throwing my sins into the water. I threw my ex-wife in there. And I don't know, they had a problem with it. I don't understand. And then in a few weeks we have the holiday of Hanukkah. Christians are going to celebrate the birth of Christ, miracle of Christ, and what do we got? It was a miracle. The light was supposed to last one night. It lasted 8 nights. Huh? What? You call that a miracle? Keith Richards is still alive. That's a miracle. I found a woman to marry me and have my kids. And she's a doctor, no less. That's a miracle. Yeah, she's over there. Amazing being married to a doctor during COVID. Crazy, crazy. Because every day everyone say, Steve, ask your wife this question about COVID. And every day I'd come home and ask her a question. You know what she said to me? I don't know. I said, but what about transmission? I don't know. But what about if you take vitamin D? I don't know. What about, and then she finally said, I'm a pediatrician. I don't know. Stop asking me questions. I said, what good are you? The doctor doesn't know, but the barista at Starbucks has all the answers. But she did tell me one thing, and you may want to write this down in case we have another pandemic, and those of you who are wearing masks may write this down. I didn't know what type of mask to wear. Do I wear a KN95 mask, NK95 mask, LBGTQ mask? She told me, wear a Jets mask. Jets. Because if you're wearing that, you're not catching a goddamn thing. That's what she told me. Yeah, that's what she told me. But I tell you, listen, guys, you can get anything you want if you say my wife is a doctor. It's a crazy thing. I ordered a computer from Best Buy, and they told me it won't be here for 4 weeks. And I said, you don't understand. My wife is a doctor. Came the next day. I have never been on stage before. I asked Pam, hey Pam, can I go on stage? She says, you've never been a comedian. I said, but my wife is a doctor. And here I am. This Shabbat, I went to my rabbi. I said, Rabbi, I need an aliyah. It's the anniversary of my bar mitzvah pascha. And he said to me, I'm sorry, I have an afruv, I have a bar mitzvah. I don't have any aliyahs to give you. And I said, Rabbi, my wife is a doctor. Yamod Goldberg Maftir. That's what happened. It's true. It's true. Being a Jewish comedian, I've been asked to, a lot of people have approached me. The producers of Fiddler on the Roof approached me because they wanted Fiddler on the Roof to be more modernized. So they asked me, because I'm a religious comedian, and I did do it. I did. Tevye is still a milkman. Almond milkman, yeah. And then he has the 3 daughters he's marrying. So he's marrying Seitel, remember Seitel? And she marries a poor tailor named Miriam. Because Seitel is gay. And Tevye is accepting. He's accepting. And then he has his daughter named Huddle. And Huddle marries a woman named Sapura because Huddle is transgender and turns into a male. But Tevye is accepting. But then his last daughter, Chavala, dear Chavala, she does something that Tevye can never accept. She breaks his back. She marries a Palestinian, for God's sakes! But listen, this may be the last time you see me. Maybe the last time you see me, because I have gotten a big-time movie deal. You know, you have superheroes are really big, right? You got superheroes. You have the Black Panther. You have Gal Gadot. Let's hear it for Gal Gadot. Let's hear it for Gal Gadot. She's Wonder Woman, and then you have a transgender superhero, and you even have a Protestant superhero called the Wasp. I'm gonna be the new Jewish superhero called the Jewish Kvetch. And my superpower is I make the villains feel so guilty that they surrender. Go ahead, destroy the universe. See if I care. Just know you're breaking your mother's heart. I know, right? Look at you flying from planet to planet with those fancy schmancy flying machines, destroying all life forms. That you have time for? To visit your parents, you have no time? What's wrong with you? It's coming out next summer after Mashiach comes, so go see it. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. And I want to introduce the next comedian